Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Welcome back. We're glad you're with us today. The news continues now. This midday, we're continuing to track a traffic alert out of Lexington this afternoon.
Well, to get you up to the minute on it, North Broadway is still shut down after a semi crashed into a pole at West 6th Street this morning. It happened just after 9 o'clock this morning, and police tell us that some live power lines are down. It's quite an operation to try to get all of that cleaned up. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel is joining us now from North Broadway with our top story at 12:30.
At this point, the road is still shut down, and as you can see, crews right now are still working to stabilize this utility pole, as well as get at least one of the outbound lanes of North Broadway back open. Now, this crash happened at the intersection of North Broadway and West 6 just after 9 o'clock this morning. Fire officials tell us the driver of this semi may have cut the corner a little too short and clipped the utility pole. That caused some live power lines to hang lower than normal, which was a big concern for emergency crews. They actually told the driver to stay inside of the truck until they knew it was safe for him to get out. Crews shut down this entire stretch of road, and during that time it caused a bit of an inconvenience for those even trying to walk through this area.
Don't like that. Yeah, that's very disappointing. The power would be a real problem. The detour is not as big of a problem, but not attractive. Yeah, I hope they get this worked out as soon as possible.
Now, at this point, power has been shut off to around 450 residents. We've been getting conflicting reports about how long power will be out and just how long this road will be closed. KU is reporting about 3 or 4 more hours. Police and fire, on the other hand, are estimating around 6 or 7 hours. So we'll keep you updated throughout the afternoon on our website, WKYT.com, and on our social media pages. In Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
Whitney, thank you. A KU spokesperson says some customers will have power restored once crews stabilize the utility pole, while others will not have power until it's completely fixed.
Mitch McConnell is widely expected to become the majority leader of the United States in the new Republican-led Senate. McConnell is holding a news conference in Louisville at 2 o'clock this afternoon to talk about likely being named majority leader in January. Throughout his campaign, he criticized the leadership of Harry Reid, and he's referring to his own role as a defensive coordinator. McConnell won the election by garnering 56% of the votes.
Well, Campaign 2014 covered the bluegrass in political signs, and now folks have a limited amount of time to pull the stakes out of their yards. WKYT's Rebecca Smith tells us how many days we have left to break down our signs. It's a story that's new at 12:30. Rebecca?
If you're like a lot of people and you're election weary, tired of the attack ads and the election signs, you're in luck because they're all now coming off the air and coming down off the city streets. Fayette County Clerk Don Blevins says Mitch McConnell signs gave them the most trouble on Election Day. Now it's up to the campaigns to clean up signs like these before the city of Lexington has to do it. Blevins says it's the law. Campaign signs cannot be 300 feet from a polling place and can't be in the median of the road.
We'll call it pollution of our city, is why we have the ordinance that says you can't put them in medians and so forth. It keeps them on private property where you're exercising your First Amendment right.
We talked with city code enforcement. They say that starting Election Day, you have 5 days to get those election signs cleaned up, or they will clean them up. They say at that point they're thrown away in a dumpster. In Lexington, Rebecca Smith, WKYT.
Well, code enforcement is the agency that typically enforces campaign sign laws. The exception is Election Day itself, when Don Blevins and the sheriff handle campaign sign enforcement.
A former Franklin County Sheriff's deputy has pleaded guilty and agreed to pay nearly $18,000. According to the State Journal, 31-year-old Matt Brown pleaded guilty to theft. All other charges, including wire fraud, distribution of anabolic steroids, and making false statements to a federal agent, will be dismissed. He faces a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. He will be formally sentenced in March.
An irate customer is behind bars today, accused of attacking several Lexington police officers. Kashia Brown was arrested yesterday at the Meijer in Hamburg. She faces several charges, including assault of a police officer. Now, according to her arrest citation, she threatened several employees after being confronted about possible shoplifting. Police say Brown also bit an officer, kicked him in the groin, and spit in his face.
Rough circumstances. All right, you may not have felt the shake, but there was an earthquake this morning. The earthquake was confirmed by the U.S. Geological Survey this morning in Hyden, Kentucky. That's in Leslie County. It was a 2.5 magnitude earthquake, which is considered to be normal seismic activity. But some reports of that. Some people felt it.
It could still startle you, yes, even
Sure.
if it is normal.
Right. Well, there's a new concern about Google Glasses.
And fewer women are having C-sections. Ebony Williams has details in this Better Living report.
New government data shows the rate of cesarean delivery is dropping in the U.S. Still, nearly 1/3 of all babies are delivered by C-section. Health officials have been trying to reduce the number of C-sections, urging hospitals not to allow elective C-sections before 39 weeks. Research shows C-sections carry risks for both mom and baby. New research in JAMA finds a relatively common heart plaque can increase the risk of heart attack or death. Doctors found patients with non-obstructive coronary artery disease are still at considerable risk for heart problems a year after diagnosis, even though the plaque doesn't usually block blood flow. And another study in JAMA suggests Google Glasses may get in the way of peripheral vision. California researchers tested the head-mounted display systems on 3 people with 20/20 vision and found that they all had peripheral blind spots. Researchers say they need to look at a larger group of people. That's a look at some of the day's top health stories. Ebony Williams, CBS News, New York.